Hey everyone, in this video we are going to see that out of switch statement and the if else statement, which one is faster. Okay, so we are going to see that with respect to the execution time, okay, in any programming language, which one is faster and what is the reason of this performance difference in the switch and the if else statement. Okay, now before moving forward, let me tell you I made a full playlist of the C programming which covers various related topics of the C programming, and all the topics are explained with the C programs in depth. So do watch those videos. You can find other playlists also on my channel which are related to interview experiences, interview related questions, GATE exam, lead code solutions, number systems, computer organization, numerical methods, and life skills and motivational videos also. So do watch them. And now let's move forward to our today's video. If we compare switch and if else with respect to their execution time, okay, so switch is actually faster, okay, in comparison to your if else statement. Now let's understand the reason behind this, okay, that why switch is faster and what is the actual meaning of this fastness. Okay, so to understand the reason, let's take the example. Okay, so here I have taken a program and I have written using the switch and the if else. So here you can see I have taken a variable a equal to 3, right, and I have many choices, a is 1, a is 2, a is 3. Okay, accordingly I have printed the various statements, okay, using the if else. So if a is 1, I have printed hello. If a is 2, I printed word. If a is 3, I printed the wow, and otherwise I am printing the I am default. Okay, so as you know that in if else how the execution actually go, so as a equal to 3, right, so first I will check with this whether a is equal to 1. So it is not equal to 1, so this will be false. I will come here. Then I will checking with a equal to 2. So no, a is 3. So this will also be false. Then I'll come to the next. A is equal to 3. Yes, a is 3. So this will be true. And I will print wow. Okay. And after that, I will just come to this statement and my program will complete. Okay. So basically, I am actually going in this way. That is, I am actually checking with each and every if else statement. Okay, and finally when I come or when I match with my you can say the value, okay, that is this condition is true, then I will leave all the other statement and then I will return. Okay, now let's come to this example. So here a is again 3, so here 3 will be passed. Okay, now how these cases will be matched? So I have told you in one of the video that actually this 3 will not be matched with each of the cases actually. Okay, it will be directly going to the case number 3, that is the matching case. Okay, if it is present. Okay, so we will be directly going to the case number 3. We will print wow, and there is break. So I will come out of this switch statement and I will come here, right? Again my wow is printed. So output wise, both the program are giving me the same functionality. Both are giving me the output wow. Okay, and if you say the like functionality wise, then also they are doing the same thing, right? But if you compare them with respect to the time or the execution time, which one is faster, then switch is actually faster. Switch will give me this answer, that is wow, in lesser time with respect to the if else. Okay, and why? So if you see broadly, then here you can see in the if else I have to compare with each if else, right, before I come to my actual answer, right? This was true, but I have to compare with this. Okay, and if there are many other if else statement, then I have to like check those statements also. Okay, but in switch, after switch value is passed, okay, it directly comes to the matching case if it is present. If it is not present, it will directly come to the default. Basically in switch, this case 1, case 2, they will not be checked. Okay, they will not be checked, okay, at the runtime. So due to this, because my time is saved here and here, I am not checking this case 1, case 2. Okay, that's why my execution time will be low in switch statement. Now this is okay, but what is the internal reason? Okay, what actually is happening inside the switch statement, that I am directly coming to the case number 3. Okay, I am not comparing with these non-matching cases. Okay, what is the reason? So the answer of this question is, for switch, the compiler uses a table that is called a lookup table or it can be called a hash table, branch table, or jump table. Okay, any name is fine. Okay, so basically switch. So basically, compiler uses a table, that is, you can simply say lookup table, okay, for the working of the switch and the case statements, okay. And this table, okay, that we are talking, lookup table, it is created by the compiler at the compilation time, okay. So you know that how a C program is like compiled. So basically, if we talk about the C programming, then how a C program is compiled, as you know, a source code is given to the compiler. Compiler then creates a executable file, okay. Although there are many other phases also, like you can say pre-processing, then compilers, then assembling phase, okay, but we are not talking about those phases, okay, right now. So here at this time, okay, the compiler actually creates this lookup table, okay. Let's understand this lookup table in a better way, and let's understand that how this lookup table is helping us to reduce the time of the switch, okay. Now to understand that what is this lookup table, let's take a real life example. Let's say your mother has gone to a relative house, okay, and let's say you are also out of house, okay. So your mother has put one you can say sticky note, okay, inside your house, okay. So when you come inside your house, you get this type of sticky note, okay, in which this thing is written. So your mother has put a sticky note which is telling you that which thing is present at which rack number, okay. Rack number means, like for example, your shoes are present in your rack number 200, your tie is present in your rack number 500 inside your almirah. Your toffees, okay, your you can say bunch of toffees, they are present at the rack number 600 in your almirah. And your collection of pens, it is present at rack number 607 in your almirah, okay. So your mother has given you this sticky note, okay. And why she has given you this sticky note? So that you can search the things, okay. So basically, if you need, let's say, toffee, okay, so what basically you will do, you can directly go to this toffee, okay, and you will see, okay, where the toffees are present in the rack number 600. So you will go to the almirah, okay, and you will just check the 600th rack number, okay. So that means you need not to search this rack number, this rack number, this rack number, okay, or any of the other rack number. Why? Because you have this sticky note which have already written that your toffee is present at 600, right? You need not to search these things, okay. So this saves your time, right? The same thing you can do for the other items, right? So this is like a lookup table where you go and you just look or the search for your particular item. You can directly get the address of your item, that where that particular item is present, okay. You need not to search for the whole sticky note, right? So now let's understand this usefulness of this lookup table in our question, right? So basically this lookup table, so basically here you can see this is actually the lookup table that we are going to use in our question, right? So basically this is the lookup table, okay, that I'm going to explain you, okay. So basically this table, okay, that we are talking about, hash table, branch table, or jump table, which is created by the compiler, okay. This is created by the compiler at the compilation time, okay. Now basically when the compiler creates a exe, then that has the lookup table also, and that has the code also, okay. So basically this lookup table can be implemented in many ways, okay. It depends on the compiler, okay. We are just understanding the main idea behind the lookup table. So basically how this table is created by the compiler, let's understand this. And before this, let me tell you, when this lookup table, let's say, is created by the compiler, okay, and inside the exe you have the code also, you have this code also, okay. So when this exe is created, and then when you load this exe, okay, in your main memory, that is you double click your exe program, okay, then your code will come inside your main memory, okay. So your whole this code will come inside the main memory. Let's say your case number 1, okay, that means this line is present at the memory address 200. These are the memory address. Case number 3, this particular code is present at 201. Case 5 is present at 202, and default, okay, this line, that is this line, it is loaded at address number 203 inside your main memory, right? Okay, so basically when we are at the compilation time, that is when the compiler is creating this lookup table, then this picture is not here, okay. currently this is not here. Okay, we are here, let's say, and we have to create this table. Okay, so let's say compiler is doing some of the things, okay, to create this lookup table. Although compiler has its own strategy, okay, different compiler can create this lookup table in their own way, but here just we are understanding the logic. So let me tell you in this way. For example, for case number 1, the compiler has internally created a number, let's say 0. For case 3, 1. Case 5, it has internally created a number 2. And for default, let's say it has created a number 3. Okay, because it want to create a table. Now it has put key, okay, this 0, okay, this 0, it will be telling you the address of the case number 1. Okay, so basically this 200, okay, this 200 is the address at which your case number 1, okay, that is this code, will be stored inside your main memory when your program will be loaded inside your main memory. Okay, that means it is predicting, okay, that case number 1 will be loaded at 200. Okay, so basically this 0 is signifying my case 1. Okay, as I have told you. Okay, my 1 is telling me that my case 3 is there. Okay, so 1 is signifying case number 3. This is for the case number, you can say 5. Okay, as per this matching. Okay, for default this, that means this is default. Okay, so the address of the case 1 code line is 200. Okay, case number 2 will be found at the memory address 201. Case number 200, case number 5, it will be found at the 202 address, and default will be found at 203. Okay, basically all these things, it is created by the compiler. Okay, and now my table is finalized. Okay, so basically now this table, okay, this table is going, and now when exe is created, my lookup table is also there, okay, in the exe, and my code is there. When I double click this, then what happened, my code is loaded. Okay, my code is loaded. Okay, so my code is loaded. Case 1 is at 200, case 3 is here, case 5 is here, and default is here. Okay, now what will happen, so my, let's say, CPU is there. Okay, as you know, when your program is like executing, who will like execute each and every statement, okay, inside your code? CPU, right? Okay, so when CPU needs, let's say, this a equal to 3, right? So here a equal to 3, so 3 will be passed. Okay, so basically what will happen, CPU will say, okay, I want to go to the case number this, right? So basically what will happen, here 3 is passed, right? So basically if you talk about the user perspective, okay, normal C programmer, then where I should go, case number 3, that is here, right? And the compiler has internally created a mapping for this 3, that is 1. Okay, that means you actually wants to go to the this number, that is 1, right? Okay, this is the like internal things, right? So basically what will happen, this 3 will actually be changed to, like, let's say 1, and now I will directly be going to the this 1, okay, this index number 1. Okay, okay, and directly I will be going to the address number 201. So address number 201, and at address number 201 my case 3 is present, right? So I can directly take the code from here and I can directly execute, right? Okay, so that means I am directly going to, okay, my case number 3, okay, and I am directly getting the address of that particular code, okay, from this lookup table, right? Now let's say if this a is changed to 2, okay, now this program will print what answer? It will print I am default, because with this 2, okay, there is no case matching, right? Now internally what will happen, so when I will compile this program, my this lookup table will be created as normal, right? Now this 2 is basically going here. Okay, so for 2, this 3 is actually the number that is created by the compiler at the compilation time. Okay, so basically when this program will be loaded, okay, loaded, okay, and now it is run. Okay, so basically from here my 2 will be there, okay, because from switch A, 2 is passed now. Okay, so basically I should go here. Okay, so inside this lookup table, okay, or you can say inside your exe, there is something written that convert this 2, okay, to convert this 2 to this mapping, that is 3. Okay, now we will be going to the index number 3. Okay, so index number 3 is directly here. Okay, we can directly go to the index number 3 and we will go to the 202 address, that is 203 address is here. So we'll directly go to the default. Okay, we need not to go to the this 0th index, 1th index, 2nd index. Okay, we can directly go to the 3 because 3 is directly generated from here. Okay, so if this lookup table is not present, okay, then I have to like search for my code, okay, in some of the other way, in like linear search way. Okay, but here I can directly go to the my particular you can say the code, okay, code address. Okay, I can get the code address from here with the help of lookup table, and directly I can execute that particular case, okay, if they are matching. Otherwise I can directly go to the default. Okay, so this is the way that the lookup table, which is created by the compiler, it is helping us to reduce the execution time of your program if I use the switch in your code. Okay, and this type of lookup table is not created when I create the program using the if else statement. Okay, so I hope you have understood the reason. Now there is one last question. The question is how to decide which one to use in your programming. Either we should use switch or we should use the if else. Okay, so to answer this question, we have like taken this metric. So it says if you have 3 or less than 3 choices in your program, then you can like simply use the if else statements. Okay, but if you are having the more than 3 choices, okay, let's say 4, 10, 20, okay, you have many choices, okay, then it is advisable to use the switch statement in your program. And there are 2 reasons actually. One is the readability. Okay, if you see the program using the if else, okay, you will see that there will be many, like you can say if, then you will write the expression again, then again else if, then you will write the expression again. Okay, so with each if else if, okay, you have to write the expression or the condition. But in case of switch, okay, you have to write, you can say the expression just one time. Okay, and after that you can just directly write case 1, 2, case 3, case 4, and so on. Okay, so readability wise, switch is more readable than if else. Okay, and the another reason to use this switch is performance. Okay, so when you have like more than 3 choices, let's say you have 10 choices, okay, so you know that in switch you can directly go to the particular choice number or the particular case number. Okay, but if you have, let's say, 10 choices and you are making the program using a if else, then let's say the choice that has to be matched is the last choice, that is the 10th choice. Then in if else you have to compare the first choice also, second, third, fourth, and all the 9 choices. So it will consume a lot of time. So it is advisable to use the you can say switch in case of the many choices. Okay, but again it depends on the user, okay, that how like he feels comfortable to use the if else or the switch. But if you are making the programs in the embedded domains or the embedded devices where the performance actually matters, then switch will be a better thing to use. Okay, so yeah, this was all about this video. So I hope you have understood. If you have not understood any of the thing, please write down into the comment box and tell me that whether you like this video. Okay, and I am sure that you like the video, so please like and share this video, and do not forget to subscribe this channel and press the bell icon for further notification of the videos. See you in the next video with another topic. Till then, goodbye.